fist. You see that cup, filled with a full fist, smoking, tipping over. Motherfucker, see me, I'm an oxygen soldier. I done made my motherfucking self, put myself on. 400 on a cell phone, cause we hitting licks, I ain't missing none. When I wake up, follow, I'll get you wild. I'm fucking poppin', woo, woo. Cause I am the plug, nigga. Woo. Better pay that drug money. Woo. Still riding dirty like a motherfucker. And y'all fucking reach your pockets looking for the party. Bitches on my fucking tip, cause they love my dick. Motherfucking sliding around down Hamilton. And I got a fucking 5-pack in my trunk. Motherfucking Benzino ain't gon' fucking front. Q my baby, I'm the fucking plug. I ain't gotta call the plug, cause I am the plug. Oh, showing so much love, love me. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's going down when I ride like. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's going down when I ride like. What's up? What's up? What's up? I pop your pussy when I ride, bitch. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Q mine out the sage. Off the train, bang, and to do my thing, motherfucking thing, girl. Look at broke, nigga.
Boom.
Yup. Yup. We're here. Yup. Back at it again. Another Trent Knox show podcast. What's up? How's it going? How are you? I'm here. You're here. We're all here. We're ready to party. Is that right? Okay. Let me see. Man, we had some guests on the Robert Gardner Wellness podcast call in, but I haven't done my own show in a minute here, so let me get the number on the screen for y'all to call in, and we'll have some conversations. I actually don't know what the number is, so I'm gonna have to open it up and see what the number is, and we'll get to it. And we will get to it. Oh, what's up? And you know now what's up. Alright, let's see. How have y'all been? I was on the Common Chaos podcast. Still waiting for that podcast to come out. But, yeah, I was on that show. Brian and I went hard for something like, I don't know how long we went. We went hard for like almost 3 hours for sure. 2 hours, 45 minutes, I think, maybe around that amount of time. I'm not positive, but it was a good amount of time for sure. And I'm trying to add some text to the screen. Need a new source. What's up, man? What's up, Neo? What's up? I can't sing. I wish I could sing. Can you sing? If you can sing, hold on. What the heck? Hold on 1 moment. Let's see what we get here. Hold on. We're getting to it, man. We're getting to it. And then we need a background color, man. We need a background color. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I don't know. Is this big enough? Where can we put this? Boom. Call in. All right. If you'd like to call in, you can call in now. 512-539-0442 to the Trent Knox Show. Be there or B square. And wow, actually, I'd like to get this off the screen. Stream only, right? Is that stream only? Yes. What's up? What's up? What's up, Sankey? What is this about? How are you? How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Dodgy Daniel. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What is this? Oh, that's a funny video. It looks like it might be a funny video. Sankey 5, watch it. Not at this moment, man. If you'd like to call in, have a conversation, we can have a conversation. But this is the Trent Knox show, and you are in the chat. How are you? How are you doing? What's your life like? What's going on? Man, I'm surprised I couldn't hear the stream jar. Sankey 5. Storm Chasers in the chat. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug, for the host. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Just getting into the show. Haven't gotten all the way into it yet. All right. Well, so like I said, I was on the Common Chaos podcast on Monday, and then I was a host of I was the producer for the Robert Gardner Wellness podcast on Wednesday, and channel subscribe to blah blah blah. Not sure what the heck that says, but Dodgy Daniel something subscribe. So we had some interesting things. I don't know how to some revelations that came from the podcast that happened on Wednesday, and also some revelations that came from the podcast with me on Brian's show. The revelations from Wednesday were that people are frustrated about the Me Too movement, and they're all still frustrated about the overall gender discrimination, gender equality. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say if they are, if they're from that demographic or they're from a different demographic. They got a lot to say. I'm just wondering if anybody in the younger demographic has anything to say about it. Because yesterday when we had some people call in, they had some funny things to say. On that show, we're a little bit more politically correct, but on this show, the Trent Knox show, I like to give anybody a platform if they so choose to use it and call in. What does that say? I don't understand. Okay. So when you do the links in, it tells me what they are. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. That's very cool. I am not sure what Sankey, though, is. Sankey 1, Sankey 2, Sankey 4. A lot of links. We got a person dropping a lot of links in the chat today, so I'm just going over that for a second here. Boris Johnson. Let me see who this is. I actually don't know. Let me see if I can't figure that out. Who is Boris Johnson? We're going to figure this out. Boris Johnson, British politician, writer, and former journalist who has served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and leader of the Conservative Party since July 2019. Is this part of the, is this the Epstein circumstance? Boris Johnson? Let's see. Niall Farage, Andrew Neil managed to destroy. Empty chair TV moment. I have no idea. Okay, so Boris Johnson worried about anti-Semitism accusation against the Labour Party. Thank you for the follow. Didn't see who that was. Neo Tardis. Thank you. Neo Tadris, actually. I'm going to have to pause the music real quick so I can get the stream alerts coming through. I don't know who Boris Johnson is, and I don't think it affects me that much. over there in England. Prime Minister, I guess is what he does. So, what's my opinion on Anne Frank? My opinion on Anne Frank, a little bit of history, would say that the little bit of history that I do know is that she was a brave young woman and went against the grain when others went low. She went high, and not only in a figurative way, but in a realistic way. Dodgy Daniel, you're getting in trouble. Dodgy Daniel, too many links, Dodgy. People getting frustrated. So back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so we've got a lot going on. We've got big things going on. Thank you for the follow, Spring Bean Dave. 123. Got a lot going on. In the world of Trent Knox, the New Year is upon us, is coming upon us. Christmas is here. If you celebrate Christmas, whether as a pagan holiday or a Christian holiday, whichever one you subscribe to, whether you're a Saturnalia follower or a Birth of Jesus follower or a Hanukkah celebrator, Kwanzaa celebrator, whatever your celebration is, and however you celebrate that holiday, to which we call Christmas, or to some of us Xmas. Oh, thank you for the follow, Trent Knox Show. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Where was I at? Christmas is upon us, and it is the season of giving, and I hope that everybody who's listening to this show is appreciating the ones around them, whether that's friends, family, coworkers, new acquaintances, anybody that you can think of that you believe may or may not be deserving of your time, your presence, your gifts. Make sure that they know that they are worthy and that they are loved. The Trent Knox Show and Trent Knox Show now following myself. They're amazing. Whoever those two folks are, I appreciate you. You over there. So Christmas and the family is coming up. We're going, my family, my mother, my brother, my father, my aunt, my cousins, my grandmother, my grandfather, my grandmother, and everybody who's out there. I'm going to be making sure that they're taken care of, and especially yes, I'm going to be taking care of you. Yes, by saying Merry Christmas. You know, one thing that I've been thinking about though is that the real Trent Knox. The real Trent Knox found me too. That's amazing. It's hard to buy gifts for your elders. No, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. But what else I got to say? It's Christmas. There's going to be some traveling. Still going to be working during the month of December and through Christmas. And I think that, my mom, she had surgery on her neck. She got into a car accident, and being in that car accident kind of debilitated her ability to move her neck. And so now she has to go and do physical therapy. And one of the days that's going to be is the day before Christmas Eve. And so that's going to be coming on. And I got to take care of that. Um, I wanted to get on here and talk about the closing of the year and talk about some of the stuff that or recap some of the stuff that I spoke about on the podcast with Brian, and also talk about some of the stuff that happened on Wednesday's show of the Robert Gardner Wellness Podcast. Being that Brian's podcast really enlightened me as he was doing sort of an interview of me, or having me on his show, was that essentially, and I'm gonna boost up the levels here a little bit so that you guys can hear me a little bit better. I can see that we're a little bit off on the levels here, but Brian, he was kind of pointing to the fact that I do a lot of projects. I get involved. I involve myself in a lot of creative ideas. I start different projects, whether that's the Cyber City Media Project, where I'm producing podcasts, thinking about producing some music, but not necessarily in the sense of producing like instrumentals or producing in that sense, but maybe more engineering aspect, and more about what's been going on. And I look like Jack Black. Neo Tadris says I look like Jack Black. Jack Black is someone I look up to. I definitely really admire his acting, his producing, and everything that he does. And for a minute there, he was like really really strong in the YouTube algorithm. So I was watching a lot of the stuff that he was putting on YouTube. But I haven't seen very much of his stuff in a while here. I wonder if he kind of fell off. Am I bald? I'm not bald. No, man. I got hair. I got hair. Man, I had someone just send me a text message. I'm gonna read it. About an addiction hotline. I've never. I mean, I'm not dealing with addiction at the moment, but. Oh shit, my bad. I have I don't know. That was oh, there's not. Don't worry about it, man. Let's see. Let's see, man. Huh. Strange. At the moment, but oh shit, my bad. I have no worries. I don't know. Boom. It's gone. The fake Trent Knox. Oh, someone. Oh man, what the? Okay, so this is still going, or? Oh man, thank you for the follow, Ned Flanders. Uh, Let me see. Boom. Gotta go back over here. I didn't even notice it. Incidentally. There we go. Boom. I wonder. It's no worries. I was accidentally streaming directly to Brian's channel, Common Chaos, because it was still on the restream, multi-streaming software, and I just got to it. Bald boy Trent Knox. I'm just trying to figure this shit out. All right, now that was pretty funny for a minute, and I definitely did not notice that I was streaming to the Common Chaos page until I picked up my phone, and two things. I got Brian thinking saying he'd prefer not to be streaming to the Common Chaos podcast network, but thank God nobody was watching, and yeah, I was able to delete the post, and I was able to in the live streaming. So now, what was I talking about before all that weirdness? Oh, I had somebody had someone reach out to me about something, and I thought it was out of context. It was to do with the new Robert Gardner Wellness podcast. It was just a random number that popped up on the screen, so I didn't know who it was, but it was basically took it out. I was reading it out of context, and it said an addiction hot. Someone who worked for an addiction hotline or something like that, and to give them a call on Monday, but it was to do with another thing. Is this the real Trent Knox show? No, this is just the Trent Knox show. It does not have to do with real or fake or any other thing. But what was I saying about that? I gotta go back to do this again. I was on a roll, and then I got off track for a second there. This tends to happen a lot in my life, and so this is what I was saying in regards to the weird shit that just went on just a minute ago with streaming to Brian's channel and whatnot. Is that Brian was interviewing me, and the questions that he was asking started to have started to direct themselves towards what was that? What was that? Do I have Facebook open somewhere? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Facebook is open somewhere. So said what? What the fuck? Said what? Oh my god, what the hell just was going on? So what was I saying? The fuck, man. Um what was I saying? I did the Brian Kern Common Chaos podcast, and half of the show was live on the channel through video. The camera died, and so the rest of it should or should not be, or should be coming out later, very soon. I just don't know how long it'll take for it to come out, but that should come out. That show should come out. The point of it was that he was asking me questions that led to whether or not I'm a decisive person. Like I don't think I am the type of person to commit to an ideology without having a reason as to why I want that thing, or why I believe in that particular ideology. My belief systems kind of derive from my experiences and the way that I can connect or validate the belief systems. I think that it took me a while to understand what, even though when I was younger I was very much a follower, is that I didn't understand why people blindly followed figurative or literal people, whether that's the Jesus Christ mantra, the Buddha, the Gandhi, the Mother Teresa, whatever it was in there, that they felt like really embodied the spiritual being that they want to be. Whether that's a teacher, whatever that may be, I didn't understand. I just followed. I didn't care. But I then became an adult, and my mindset changed to where I had to prove that Jesus Christ was my Lord and Savior. You know what I mean? Or prove that, the things that go on in life have a reason, that are validated based on what people believe, their belief systems, and also logically, why did our ancestors write these religious texts for us to follow? Why? And religion became repetition, and in that way, I can make decisions based off of analysis. So I have not come to a conclusion. I haven't been come to a conclusive answer to why I believe in Jesus Christ. But I believe in Jesus Christ. I also believe in a lot of other things, and it doesn't take away from the fact that I believe in that. You know what I mean? You can believe in multiple things. You don't only have to believe in Jesus Christ. That's not what the doctrine says. So what the people who are telling you whether you have to be decisive is not, they're providing you with emotional reasons rather than a logical, concise information. to be very practical in what people believe. And then there's people who are willing to make sacrifices that don't benefit them and ultimately don't benefit the greater good. The only reason why these systems exist is because they benefit a small demographic of people. And it doesn't have anything to do with the elite, the poor, the fortune and the misfortune. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with a certain oligarchy of people. So to be decisive and know that one thing is good or not good for you is irrational thinking. And that type of thinking, irrational thinking, non-linear thinking, or linear thinking in that way, is not good. You should be cognizant that variables within an equation are likely to change. And while many of us may have our concepts of what reality should be, it's not your place to determine how other people's realities should or should not be. And sometimes it's out of negligence that these sorts of things happen. It's just life can get difficult. You know, what's unsaid, what's not said is generally by accident. People get wrapped up in what they think, and it results in them saying things they wish they had not said. They don't understand the context to which it's going to be perceived. So, if I could say anything in this, is that if there is any negative perception of what I'm saying, I hope that people will understand that I apologize, and I hope that I, over time, can elaborate on what I'm saying. Tony said hi, said, greetings, I good, you. You're good? How am I? I'm doing well. How are you, Tony? What are you doing, Tony? Tony on Twitch says. So I had a conversation on Wednesday, additionally, a long conversation, about 5 hours, unrecorded, which is unfortunate. We should have recorded the whole conversation for a podcast so that it would have been on the record. But this is for me to quote, or to not even quote. It's not quotable, but to recall. I recall the conversation, and this is no way going to be verbatim of the conversation, but had a conversation. Tony learns English from Twitch. It's awesome. Had a conversation with Knives for a long time, Knives Monroe of Knives Monroe versus the podcast. And I'm just realizing now that some people, and I'm not saying Knives is like this, I'm going to say that I can't be conclusive about this, are not grateful for what people do for them. And it's potentially, the problem is that they just don't know how to correctly voice their appreciation. And they jump to language that doesn't imply the correct meaning. So Tony says, sorrow, bad English. There's no reason to be sorry for your bad English. I can completely understand. Twitch is an international platform with multiple languages spoken on the platform, and it's good that you're learning a new language. I wish I was as ambitious as you and attempting to learn a new language as well. So what am I saying? So the whole first part of this podcast or show or whatever I'd like to call it was kind of a lot of white space of me trying to get the engine going and realizing that I made a couple, I didn't want to say it was a mistake. I made some accidents by setting up the podcast to do different things. And then, I don't know. So anyway, Knives and I had a conversation about the Common Chaos podcast and his take from the hour and 30 or whatever that was produced on video that he was able to listen to. He basically just had a lot of great feedback toward what I had to say, because I am in many ways, and I even said this to Brian, is that Brian didn't assert himself that much into the conversation, and as a result, because of the way that I do podcasts, I may have been perceived as not giving him the opportunity to talk, but in that fold, that being said, Knives did not know, because I was also streaming to my own channels. I was streaming to my own channels that it was Brian's show. And I don't know. I don't know. I think that, like Brian said, Brian had said to me after the show that he saw that he got a lot from what I had said on the podcast, and felt like his understanding of his own podcast had changed. And I haven't gotten a good understanding of what he meant by that, but he assumes to see it differently. Let's see if I can bring in this caller. Hello, you're on the Trent Knox show. Just give me a moment. Let me bring you in. Hello?
Hi, this is Knives Monroe, longtime fan, first-time caller.
Well, who is it? It is, of course, Knives Monroe. Thank you for calling into the show, man. I was just talking about you and saying how much I was thankful for the conversation we had on Wednesday.
Wow, I didn't know that. And that's not why I called. I just saw what you were doing and thought I'd give you a call and wanted to see what you were up to. And am I coming in clear? Is this okay?
Yeah, you sound amazing.
Oh, okay, great. How you doing, Trent Knox? What do you got going on later this evening?
This evening, I will be on location at One World Karate doing a Thai Massage Jam video shoot. I hope to see you there.
I'm gonna do my best to swing by. I have no reason not to. Was gonna go to that mixer thing.
Right.
Now that I knew what it is, and it's more like of a alcoholic beverage thing, sort of. It all that pretense is just kind of a big turnoff, and it's just another excuse for me to not leave my house. Really,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go. You get to use cameras. I don't know. I'm not thinking about it, but the Thai massage jam.
Yeah.
I might do. Yeah. Just because it'd be cool to see everybody and take some pictures.
So, I don't know if we were hanging out at the time, but about a year ago, a different opportunity came across my board that I did in kind of a meetup situation at this event. It was a fashion event with the ATX fashion scene. And it was one of those events. It was one of those events where you go and people do. It's a mixer. It's alcohol charged. And I didn't have a very good time. So I think that maybe there's good reason as to like why the Thai massage jam works, because there is no alcohol involved.
Yeah, maybe. I'm around people who drink all the time, so it's not like I got a phobia about it, and it's not like I can't control myself or something. It's just the whole pretense to me is kind of awkward. But who knows? Maybe it'll be awesome. I don't know. So I need to.
What time is that event?
I have to risk lameness.
Yeah.
I'm not so cool that I can't afford to be a fucking lame. I can afford to be lame and do a lame thing and just bail if it's something's fucking whack. So that's just that. But I don't know. It's like 7 or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. And what's the theme of the event?
I don't know. It's a camera. It's called a drink and click.
Oh, I've heard about this before. Yeah.
Everybody heard about it, but I hadn't. And needless to say, it's one of these come use your camera type things. And so
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. You're putting pressure on me right now. Let's change the subject. I just wanted to pop in.
Yeah.
Has anybody called in before me?
Well, no, this is the first time I've ever done this before, because it's been so successful on the Robert Gardner Wellness podcast. And this is, I guess, I ought to use what I'm paying for myself as well.
That's cool. I like your setup. I like your microphone.
Thank you.
I like your shirt. I like your headphones.
Thank you.
Shirt is very nice. You look very handsome. Like the facial hair that you got going on. I like your hair. I like what you're doing with your hair. That's a nice watch as well. And the mise en scene of the composition of your frame on YouTube looks very well composed. And I like what you're doing, Trent. I support the cause.
Well, I know Knives. I concur. I agree. I love what he's going on. And to do a little bit of promo for Knives Monroe is the Knives versus the podcast on.
You don't got to do that.
What else do you do?
That. You do that.
Where do you do it? No. Listen, where do you do it?
My only claim to fame is I'm a friend of Trent Knox.
No, Knives is such a good videographer as well. And he's got a nice setup as well. Very nice setup.
I don't like this. I don't like what you're doing. I don't approve.
Well,
I don't agree.
Listen to this. I just got 25 cool points from Mr. Retro Knox. So I appreciate those cool points.
Or are those real participants?
It could be real participants. I am not sure. I know that a few of them were, but then another person got pretty interesting.
I'm not trying to be anti-bot. I'm not trying to be like human centrist. I'm not trying to.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to throw shade towards the bots. Like AI, psychology, and all this matters. It's completely valid. So if you identify as an AI, you're welcome here on the Trent Knox show. So I just wanted to make that clear because I don't want to get in trouble the PC police.
Okay. So here's something you may not know about Twitch. There's two definitions to what a bot is. Um, there's the automation AI definition, but then there's also the definition of somebody who just bot is also another word for troll.
Of course,
Yeah.
naturally,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hip. I'm
Yeah.
cool. I know what's going on. I got a TikTok. Got more TikToks than you, son.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. How do you like them apples? See?
I love apples. I love
I
Apple
still got
products.
it.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
No, me too. AirDrop is where it's at. I actually think, this is all your listeners are going to just drop like flies. But
yes,
I actually think I'm going to get that 11 Pro Max. I think I'm going to get it. I think I'm
11
gonna get it
Pro
tomorrow.
Max. What do
think
you
I'm
have
gonna get
now?
I got the X.
The X, and you're gonna get the 11 Pro Max, and it's literally gonna. You know what you're gonna do is put me out of the game.
I do.
On Instagram.
I'm a big big investor in the Apple ecosystem. I got the MacBooks and all that, and I like being able to AirDrop, files to and from, cross pollinate, do all this cool stuff. So
do you use Continuity?
I've never heard of it.
That's the service where you can basically see your text messages on your iPad, on your MacBook. Like you can just it's the cross-platform.
Right.
That's Apple.
Yeah,
it's called Continuity.
Yeah. So on my I used to work for Apple.
Yeah.
So if you log into iCloud account in said Mac settings, and if would connect it to your phone, it's all together. Yeah. So I have that on my personal MacBook, but not my work MacBook for obvious reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was taking photos at a photo booth, and someone wanted me to take a photo for them using their iPhone, and I realized it was the 11 Pro Max.
Yeah.
And I was stunned with that image. Like, it was really good. The margin between a big camera like I use, like a $3,000 camera, and an iPhone is minimal. It's like a 5% margin. Like, I don't think anybody would ever know the difference. It's a shame you can't put a flash on an external flash on an iPhone. Not to get too technical here, but so I'm interested in maybe vlogging with it and stuff like that, and maybe it being a main camera that I use. Anyways, so that's what's going on in Knives Monroe world. Trent, Knox. I'm gonna go back to listening to your show as a fan.
Hold on. I thought you wanted to be a part of the show.
I'm on the show, but I like to just listen to you pontificate about
life.
What's going on in the world. Yeah.
I hear that. Well, I appreciate you calling in. And once again, this is Knives Monroe on the line from the Knives Monroe versus the podcast. Go to Knives Monroe on YouTube. Where else are you can they find you?
I'm a big Trent Knox fan. So if you guys haven't followed him on Anchor, on iTunes, on Spotify, on YouTube, do yourself a favor. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. So subscribe, leave this guy a 5-star review or a 1-star review. But let's be real, he deserves the 5-star review. That would really help him out. So
5-star or
Trent
1-star.
So you guys know what to do. Thank you so much for having me on the show, man. You're the man.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in. Talk to you soon.
Hey, question before you let me go.
Yeah.
What did the phone number? What did it come in as? Because I called you via Google Hangouts.
Let me look. Unknown person.
Okay, cool. You got balls answering. I wouldn't have answered that. So
well,
that's
awesome.
All right, man.
I initially, when you come in, they can't hear you.
Okay, I got you. That's smart. You got it all figured out. You got all the jimmies. Hopefully, I'll see you later tonight, man. And thanks for having me on. That's why you're the best.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nice. Talk to you
Take
soon.
care, homie. Subscribe to Trent Knox TV. Later.
Bye-bye. And that was Knives Monroe to check in to say he's a real person. He's not only an internet human being. He's more. Well, he could be a bot if he wants to be a bot, but he doesn't have to be. He can be anything he wants to be. It's Knives Monroe. And to attribute to that, Ask Muncher iPod. Thank you for tuning in. The topic today is my life, as well as some of the topics that seem to be coming up is decisiveness, gender equality, and communication. Let me see. What other thematic things came from this podcast, which we're rolling up on an hour here, which I said I'd stay for about an hour or so and do a live here and do the podcast. But yeah, those are the topics essentially. I was on 2 podcasts this week, and I felt that I felt the need to, I should say, come onto my own platform and discuss, give myself an alibi as to why I said the things that I said and why I believe that I was right in saying them. Did I hear Hillary Clinton on the Howard Stern show? Thank you very much, man. I swear to God, I totally forgot that happened. Howard Stern, Hillary Clinton. I totally forgot. You know what? Now that you, I think that, can I find this? Yep. I had seen, I'd seen a clip, but I hadn't seen it yet. Hey, what's up, Juan Heda? I had not seen the Hillary Clinton on Howard Stern show yet. But I'll have to get to that, and as soon as I've seen it, I'll let you know. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, so ultimately what I've gotten from the 2 podcasts that I've done is that I need to put myself out there a little bit more. I need to go to physical meetings, meetups. I need to go, going to conventions and going to things that I enjoy or don't enjoy. Like I don't know. I told Brian this after the podcast on Monday that I don't get a lot of excitement out of going to work out or running around the neighborhood or exercising. Like I don't get any excitement out of it. It really doesn't give me the same thrills that getting on and doing a live stream does, or playing video games, or going just to sit in the park or something like that. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what does it mean to be a active human being? What does it mean to be living your life? People say on Instagram, they're in islands, they're on a roller coaster. That's a good point. Ass Muncher iPod. I should do something good like that. I've seen some people doing good like that, and I think, I need to I definitely, here's the thing. I personally don't have the capital to be paying for blankets paying for blankets for the homeless. Hell, I need a blanket, for God's sake. I've been using a throw for a while now, and it seems like, I don't know where you're from, Ass Muncher iPod, but people in the Austin area, the homeless are sometimes more wealthy than your average high-rise tenant. And the homeless in the Austin area are really taking care of, in comparison to other cities. Even so much that the mayor kind of gives them the right to live on the street, on the curb, on the sidewalk in front of local businesses. So for the homeless population in Austin in particular, they'll turn down blankets. The only place that you can kind of, I guess, donating blankets may benefit is the shelter, but donating directly to the homeless is not that great. You could give blankets to Goodwill, but ultimately Goodwill is just gonna sell those blankets to lower economic backgrounds, which is maybe more humanly or more fiscally responsible than donating to the homeless. But I don't know, and I have no idea what the homeless population is like in Canada, but I would assume that the homeless in Canada are also people in Canada take good care of the homeless, is what I'm making an assumption here. Maybe someone could prove me wrong, but I want to think positively, of course, in this regard. And going back to something earlier, you said, "Did I hear the Howard Clinton? Did I hear the Hillary Clinton podcast on Howard Stern show?" I did not, and you said she's pretty cool. I think that she's interesting. I wouldn't concur with you that she's pretty cool, but I'll look into it. And so, wrapping up, I guess all together, I want to wrap up the show. And thank you, Ask Muncher, for telling me about the Hillary Clinton Howard Stern. I'll probably go and watch that after the show. Is that I need to be more active in pursuing, not necessarily my dreams, but pursuing a little bit more, pursuing a little bit more happiness. There's a lot of risk involved in putting yourself out there. I was talking to my brother this morning about like what does he want? Like, what does he want to do in life? And then smaller than what do you want to do in life is what do you want to do just to pass the time? Like, do you have a hobby? Do you have a project? Is there something you're trying to work on? For me, I took this year pretty much off of all the hobbies because financially I couldn't afford to continue doing them. And I needed to focus on financially supporting myself to a degree and not spending money towards my frivolous ideas like Austin Live and Local was just a money pit burning equity and capital. And so I put a little bit more merit into Cyber City Media, and I went out, I shot one thing just to kind of test to see if I could do it. And I did it. I did that thing. I drove all the way to Dallas. I did DreamHack Dallas. I then came back, and I was going to continue working for an esports organization, but we didn't see eye to eye, so we separated that. And I was at the same time I found myself in the music industry fighting that a little bit, and the music industry wasn't coming back to me. They were ignoring they were just ignoring. It was like, the turnaround time for anything that I proposed to them, was like months. And because they didn't, maybe they were privileged enough not to listen to what I had to say, but they just didn't, we just didn't get involved, I guess. So, I got out of the music. I got out of the esports. For now, I'm out of esports. I'm out of music. I'm in the health and wellness space. For work. Creating video. I think that's second. Obviously, I particularly don't have a lot of influence in the health and wellness space, and I don't particularly know how to become to educate myself in this space other than just being a fly on the wall. So I listen, and I do end up parroting things, but I do input. I do put my input, my perspective, my outsider's perspective, into. I throw my hat in the ring. Sometimes, not often. I'm not. I don't see myself as a good faith actor in competing in that, because I don't practice the sport of health and wellness, or whatever you would like to call it, the business of health and wellness, the practice of health and wellness. I don't participate. I observe. I do the camera work, and I do some audio work, and I make visuals and do live streams. And I enjoy that aspect of doing that. And as Knives came on the show a little bit earlier, called in, I'm going to be directing, producing a live feed to the Thai Massage Gym on the Robert Gardner Wellness Show. And I would really like for you, if you are a follower of me, you probably know how to find the Robert Gardner Wellness Show, or podcast, or TV, and you can visualize that with your two eyeballs, or your algorithms, and participate on that channel, the Robert Gardner Wellness channel. And what else? I did an update to the AustinLiveandLocal.com website that I'd like you to check out. Some of my friends will be on that on that page. People, local podcasts that I enjoy, and I have them backlinked to the website, so you can go to podcasts on AustinLiveandLocal.com, and you can see the podcast that I have put backlinks to, and take advantage of that good content. If you would like to, see the notes that I take during my process as becoming a professional new media creator, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Trent Knox, and you can subscribe for $5 a month, and see the notes that I'm taking as I go along in this journey. You can also subscribe to the podcast on anchor.fm/Trent Knox, and become a monthly contributor. If you don't have those type of financial resources, which I completely understand, because I'm in that position as well, you can be so kind to follow me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, DLive, Twitter, or Mixer. Any one of those platforms, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in, all of 100 of you. And I really appreciate all of the commenters and out here, Milk Gang and Ass Muncher. Thank you very much for tuning in, and you guys both have a wonderful, wonderful evening and great tomorrow.